Welcome and welcome back to this week's video. This week we are doing a very simple hairstyle because sometimes you just need a quick little hairstyle. Nothing too complicated, nothing too serious, but still gives I put in some effort. So this is it. So let's get into it. So for this hairstyle, my main goal was just to create something that was very easy, very low effort, because for the past few weeks, I feel like we've been doing very complicated hairstyles, not complicated, time consuming hairstyles. So I wanted to do one that was a little bit more low effort and easier. So for this, I just wanted to create two parts. I usually like a middle part. If you know me, I'm always in a middle part. So I created a middle part, but obviously you can also make this. I created a side part. Obviously, you can create this as a middle part if that's your preference. But I just parted my hair on the side and I created two cornrows. I cut the hair or the extensions to the same length that I knew that I wanted the hair to stop. So I think this was about like I want to say I folded into three and I cut it and then I just feathered the ends a little bit so it's tapered. But for this cornrow, I wanted the gold to show. The gold was the main moment for me. And now looking back at it, like I feel like I regret braiding in the gold string into the braid. I wish I had just waited till I finish the braid and then wrap the gold string around with a crochet hook. That was my original plan, but I wanted to braid it in at the same time because I wanted to have the gold string like peek through after every other strand of the braid. So I didn't want it to be wrapped around like the way it was wrapped around my bun, but I wanted it to be wrapped around each strand of the braid. I hope that makes sense. But yeah, so that's why I decided to ended up braiding it in. But then while I was braiding it in, I noticed that the gold string was just hidden or would just be hidden into the braid, and I was trying my best to sort of place the gold string strategically where it would actually show on top of the braid. So when I was braiding in each strand, I would try to fish out the strand so that I would have it, show on top. But after a while, like it was just difficult to do that. So at the end of my braid, I just went in with my crochet hook and trying to fish out the gold string. It wasn't working at first. I just used my rattle comb, but using my rattle comb and just trying to find where the gold string is. After a while, I noticed the pattern where the gold string will show. So I just try to follow that and try to fish out the gold string so that it would show. But anyway, the moral of the story is I think if I went in with my crochet hook and just looped the gold string, it might have been a different effect. But this is how it turned out. I tried my best to bring out as many gold strings as I could, but I went ahead and braided both sides and just did the same method. And at the end, I just used a small rubber band to tie the ends, and that was it. Now, before I start my bun, if you are part of my small little community here that I'm building, I'm so grateful. I think it's been now 3 months of me trying to like stay consistent with it. I am hoping to get some feedback, and I would love for you to tell me three things. What's one thing that I'm doing well? What's one thing that I can improve on? And what's one thing that you would like to see more of? So for me, one thing that I can improve on, whether it's like the way I edit my videos, the way that I show what I'm doing, because obviously there's always room to improve, and this is just like my first time doing this. So, what is it that I can improve on that you would want to, that would make this experience a much better experience for you, in essence? And then the last one of what would you like to see more of? It's more of like What would you like to see in terms of like hairstyles, tools that I use? Yeah, what would you like to see? What are some of the styles and within reason, obviously, within within reason, within my skill set. I'm always trying to push myself to try new things and like do more than I think that I'm capable of. But yeah, like I know that there's a whole other world of just like wigs out there, but I'm not really a wig girly, like I like my braids, I like my, my braid styles, but I do wear wigs sometimes, so I could also dabble in that. But I feel like the wig market is so, I don't want to say it's saturated because every industry is saturated, but I feel like for me, I want to bring a unique perspective into what I show and what I bring to the space, right? So in order for me to feel like, okay, like this is something that's unique to me, I want to find what that is for me, and I want to be really good at that. But yeah, so I would really love your feedback, your recommendations of how to improve. But tell me what are some of the things that you like, what are some of the things that I'm doing well, and yeah, just a little bit of feedback would be greatly appreciated. So I didn't want to use any glue or hair gel for my hair, so I just wanted to slick that ponytail as tightly as possible, just on its own, and then just wrap the braids around it, just so that it held a little bit tighter. Here I'm just showing you how I did my bun, just to get back to topic. I'm showing you how I did my bun. First, when I started wrapping the wrapping the braid around my bun, it was like my hair, my actual like hair was showing through the bun, so I just had to use a little bit of bobby pin to hold it in place. And then I wrapped it around, but it was still falling apart because that part that I was trying to hide was still being was still revealed. So I really just had to play around with it and just freestyle it until I got my hair not to show anymore. So for the second time around, I wrapped the braid around my hair and I used about 2 bobby pins to just hide my hair. But yeah, this is how it turned out. Very pretty. For the braid on this side, I wished that the gold showed more. Like when you see like right here, the gold doesn't show all the way. I wish it just showed all the way like down. But still, it was still a good look. And that's it. I know this was very short and sweet, but this is such an easy and low-key hairstyle that if you know how to cornrow, you can easily do it. Actually, no, even if you don't know how to cornrow, at least you can like flat twist. You can flat twist this section and still do a flat twist for the bun, and it'll still give the same effort. I think honestly, arguably, twisting might even be better because when you twist, you can like roll the hair, you can determine where you place the gold string much easier than the braid. As you can see, like the braid, I was trying to like fish out where I placed the I was trying to fish out where I placed the gold strings. I low-key think if I was twisting, it probably would have been easier, but that can just be a takeaway. If you can't cornrow, you can just flat twist. So yeah. Alright, if you made it this far, thank you so much for watching and I'll see you next time. Bye.